Gents, welcome back. Imagine this. You've always seen a Sigma male as this calm, unshakable force. He's the guy who stays collected, doesn't get rattled by the usual noise, and seems untouchable in his independence. But what if I told you there's a rare side to this lone wolf? A side he keeps locked away, reserved for those moments when something or someone finally pushes him too far. Today, we're diving into what happens when a Sigma male loses control. This isn't about him just getting mad for no reason. We're talking about those rare, defining moments when a Sigma reaches his breaking point and lets the world know what he stands for. Spoiler alert, it's unforgettable. If you're intrigued by the strength of the Sigma mindset, if you're ready to dig into what sets him apart, subscribe and join this community, gents. Because by the end of this video, you'll have a front row seat to a side of the Sigma that's rarely seen but utterly powerful. Number 1. The silent storm. Why a Sigma keeps control until he can't. Sigmas are the masters of silence, whether it's the calmness in their lives or the silence they carry within. Imagine a storm brewing under the surface, completely unnoticed, until it's too intense to ignore. Sigmas stay silent until the values they hold dearest, like loyalty, respect, and integrity, are at stake. When he finally responds, it's not because he's lost control, but because someone's pushed him too far. Picture a Sigma dealing with betrayal from a close friend. Instead of a public scene, he waits. He watches, observing their every move with an unwavering gaze, biding his time until the moment to confront them arrives. And when it does, it's a silent, calculated explosion that shows his friend the gravity of what they've lost. No yelling, no rage, just pure conviction. When a Sigma loses control, it's a reminder that calm doesn't mean compliant. Number 2. The unpredictable force, controlled chaos. Most people think of anger as this big, explosive thing. But for a Sigma, losing control is more like setting fire to every expectation others have about him. He doesn't throw things or make threats. Instead, he operates like controlled chaos. Think of it as a chess game where every move is planned, every look intentional. Say a Sigma is falsely accused of something at work. Instead of arguing in the heat of the moment, he waits until the right time, choosing his words with precision to expose the truth. His calm confidence in this moment leaves everyone in awe, and sometimes a bit afraid. They realize they can't predict or manipulate him. A Sigma's anger is his power. It's as controlled as it is intimidating. Number 3. Absolute clarity. The Sigma's calm in the storm. One of the rarest and most unsettling things about a Sigma male losing control is how he still maintains absolute clarity. He doesn't rage blindly. He sees everything more clearly than ever. People around him sense this clarity. It's a look, a shift in energy that makes everyone pause. Imagine a Sigma being wronged in a business deal. Instead of an emotional reaction, he clarifies his stance with a calm, unwavering tone. His words hit hard, not because they're loud, but because they're unbreakable. Gents, it's not just a confrontation, it's a lesson. In that moment, he's not showing his anger. He's showing his respect for himself. Number 4. Power in restraint. The Sigma's methodical approach to anger. Sigmas have an iron grip on their emotions, and their restraint is often what sets them apart. When they get angry, they control it like a master swordsman controls his blade, precise, purposeful, and with just enough impact to leave a mark. His anger becomes an expression of his discipline, not a loss of it. Picture a Sigma dealing with a difficult boss who repeatedly tries to undermine him. Instead of snapping, he uses every interaction to reveal his boss's insecurities. The boss, meanwhile, starts to feel outmatched, realizing that this quiet, composed man isn't intimidated. A Sigma's patience in his anger is his superpower, one that turns his adversaries' words back on them like a mirror. Number 5. The exposing mirror. When Sigma's anger reflects truth. When a Sigma male loses control, it's not about him expressing anger for anger's sake. It's about holding up a mirror. His anger becomes a tool for others to face their own missteps. It's powerful because it doesn't just call someone out, it forces them to see the truth they were avoiding. Picture a Sigma facing a friend who has been gossiping behind his back. Rather than an all-out confrontation, the Sigma sits down, looks the friend in the eye, and says nothing for a long moment. The friend starts explaining, justifying, stammering, but the Sigma's silence speaks louder than any words. In that moment, the friend realizes the Sigma sees right through the lies. Gents, that's the power of a Sigma's anger. It doesn't just reveal, it transforms. Number 6, the intimidating silence. Speaking volumes without words. Silence can be louder than words when it comes from a Sigma who's reached his limit. People who cross his line expect confrontation, but when faced with his silence, they're left unsettled, questioning themselves. The Sigma's silence can be so unsettling because it holds power. It's the space where others project their own fears. Imagine a Sigma's reaction to an untrustworthy coworker. He doesn't engage. He simply gives them a look, a silence that stretches just a bit too long. Everyone around notices the tension, feeling that something unsaid is lingering in the air. It's enough to keep that coworker walking on eggshells, reminded that they can't pull one over on him. When he chooses silence, it's not just passive, it's potent. Number 7, the unyielding standards. Defending his values without compromise. For the Sigma, values are non-negotiable, and when someone crosses his boundaries, they see a side of him they didn't know existed. It's not about revenge. It's about defending what he believes in with the kind of unyielding resolve that doesn't back down. Say a Sigma's significant other repeatedly disrespects his boundaries. One day, he simply says, "This is where it stops." He's calm but firm, showing that he won't compromise. No second chances, no begging for change, just a line drawn that's as clear as it is permanent. Gents, a Sigma doesn't bend. He doesn't compromise on values. When he says no, he means it. Number 8, the Wise Strategist. Turning anger into progress. Sigmas turn every challenge into an opportunity to grow, and their anger is no exception. When a Sigma loses control, he doesn't just react, he plans, using his anger as fuel to become better, stronger, and even more resilient. Picture a Sigma who loses out on a promotion he deserved. Instead of stewing in anger, he takes it as motivation. He builds his skills, broadens his knowledge, and ultimately lands a job at a higher level elsewhere. Those who passed him over are left wondering what they missed. A Sigma's response to anger isn't about dwelling on the setback. It's about rising above it. Number 9, inspiring respect through boundaries. How a Sigma's anger teaches lessons. When a Sigma male enforces his boundaries, he doesn't just protect himself. He teaches those around him the importance of respect. He makes it clear that respect isn't just given, it's earned. His anger is his way of reminding others of this. Imagine a Sigma dealing with a family member who repeatedly disrespects him. Instead of avoiding conflict, he addresses it head-on, calmly and firmly. He lets them know, without anger but with strength, that disrespect won't be tolerated. After that moment, everyone knows that his boundaries aren't optional. Gents, a Sigma's boundaries are a lesson for anyone who crosses them. Number 10, the legacy of controlled power. Why people never forget a Sigma's wrath. Once a Sigma loses his temper, it's unforgettable. People remember that experience for a lifetime. They see that his restraint isn't just about control, but about strength, and they're left with a lasting respect or fear of what he's capable of. Picture a Sigma dealing with a dishonest business partner. After calmly severing ties, he lets his actions speak, building a reputation that's unshakable and sending a message that he won't be fooled twice. Those around him are reminded of his power, knowing they witnessed something rare and remarkable. Gents, the impact of a Sigma's anger isn't just felt, it leaves a mark. Having said this, gents, that's the power of a Sigma male when he loses control. It's a rare sight, but it's unforgettable, a reminder that his calm demeanor is just as powerful as the storms he keeps within. If you want to adopt these Sigma qualities, hit subscribe and let's keep this journey going. Use your power wisely, live with purpose, and remember, sometimes it's the silence that speaks the loudest.